What is up, everybody? Northside here. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for the support of the previous videos. Much appreciated. Today we are going to do an at-will test between Brash strike, improved Brash strike, buff Brash strike, which we already talked about in a previous video, and Relentless slash. And I'm going to show you and back up with the evidence, act logs, and explanation from my perspective why the Brash strike is outperforming Relentless slash in single target, and why are we as a barbarians are going to be probably top DPS in the mod 19, if not top 3, top 2 or top 1. It doesn't really matter, but we are going to be in a very good place. So let's start, and I'm going to explain you how I did the tests. Now I will be using two enchants. One is Bilethorn, one is Vorpal. Regarding the buffs, what I'm using is only the crit elixirs, Wildstorm, Superior Potency, and Watermelon Sorbet. Okay, so the power, you can see the stats here. The test is done without combat advantage. There is no need for that. Also, nothing else is influencing, so there will be no use of artifacts, dailies, encounters, simply at wills. And my class features is Barb Strikes for more critical severity, and very important Steel Blitz that has 20% chance to strike the target twice. So that is very important. I will explain that while we go through the act logs. So let me show you how this actually is going to unfold and work. Tests are going to be done 5 times 3 minutes for each at will and each enchant. So that's a lot of tests. This is how it's going to work. Relentless slash is placing a debuff on a target, increases the damage dealt by 5%, duration is 12 seconds. I'm going to have to remind you this is a controlled test, and I'm going to have to use the Relentless slash because that is what I will be using in a real environment. Also, Brash strike will be buffed by that. However, using the Relentless slash, he will be always buffed by those 5%, so we're even. I promise you I'm paying a lot of attention to the timers and duration of the buff. It makes no difference. You will see in the act logs. So here is how the tests are going to work. I am going to start with the Relentless slash and start doing the Brash strike. And only Brash strike. So I'm going to wait until my rage gouge meter is filled. As you can see, applying the Relentless slash whenever it's expired. Sometimes I'll forget, it doesn't matter. As soon as I get into battle rage, I'm going to start whacking the dummy very hard and very fast. As you can see here. Almost out of rage. Again, rinse, repeat. Now, important thing what I have to say is that I'm using enhanced Brash strike for this test, so I can do 10% more damage with Brash strike because the Brash strike is my main attack, single target attack. Relentless slash is going to be activated when I'm doing the test with the Relentless slash. Now the Relentless slash is it's much more easier. Simply I'm starting it like this. It's doing a twofold attack, you already know that. And as soon as the rage gouge is filled, I'm going to enter the battle rage and keep attacking the dummy, okay? So keep that in mind. As you can see, it's charging much slower. And here we go. We're entering now battle rage. And that's it. That's the whole test. Every test is going to be running for 3 minutes with Vorpal, with Bilethorn, with both at wills. Now we're going to go to the tests and we're going to go to the act logs, and I'm going to show you why is Steel Blitz so much important in this single target setup. Relentless slash is still the main source of clearing the trash, so keep that in mind as an at will. So we're moving on and we're going to jump to the act logs, so stay tuned. Moving on. Okay, time for the act logs. Let's put some numbers into perspective here. What I want you to pay attention, we're going to start with the Bilethorn 3-minute test with the Brash strike, only at wills. You can notice the first line is the total overall damage of 16.2 million. Enk DPS is 89 million, and second row is how much Brash strike actually did. It's 10,410,883. Enk DPS, you can see average, median, a minimum hit was 25,000, maximum hit was 91,622. I will just remind you now, there's a lot of people on the previous server. I could not use the child dummy. There's a lot of people waiting in a row, doing act logs and stuff like that. So there are some inconsistencies here and nullifiers, but it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. It's marginal. Brash strike did 10,410,000 overall damage with the maximum hit 91,622. We have 193 hits with 51% crit chance. Biltong weapon did 2.5 million. Now here is the interesting part, which we'll compare. Steel Blitz did 2.1 million, even though only procced 41 times. And the reason for that is because when the Steel Blitz procs, it instantly hits the hit that followed him. So if I hit 91,000, the Steel Blitz hit around the same. You can see the maximum Steel Blitz hit was 89,000 and minimum was 35,000. Relentless Slash, we can just scratch that out. I already explained it at the beginning of the video. It was only there for the debuff. Even if we deduct this 600,000, we are still way ahead of Relentless Slash. So here is the Relentless Slash with the Biltong 3 minutes test. You can see 3 minutes. 11 million 0.7 versus 16 million. As you can see, Relentless Slash did only 5.5 million damage. Encounter DPS was 64.6, and we had 311 Relentless Slash hits and swings. Steel Blitz, however, here did 1.6 million with total of 87 procs. Here is where Steel Blitz shines with Brash Strike. It only will bring back the maximum hit or equal hit or minimum hit. So maximum hit was 32,000 from the Relentless Slash. The Steel Blitz, when it procs, give back 31,000. And if we compare that to the Brash Strike, look at this, 89,000 with only 41 procs. So this is without combat advantage, reminding you, absolutely dominating Relentless Slash with the Biltong enchantment. Now we're going to switch to Vorpal. So this is a Brash Strike with a Vorpal. I was applying buff also with the Relentless Slash, as you can see here. Now you can see here the Brash Strike did a little bit lower, 11.1 million, but overall damage was 15.4 million. Brash Strike had 209 hits. Steel Blitz did 2.7 million with 53 procs because it was returning 97,000 from the maximum hit of the Brash Strike. So that's the combo you want. That's what you want, guys. Now let's compare that to actual Relentless Slash Vorpal test. So this is Brash Strike Vorpal test, 15 million total, 11 million Brash Strike, and this is Relentless Slash with a Vorpal. 11 million total damage versus 15 million total damage with a Brash Strike with a Vorpal. Total 15 million, Brash Strike 11 million, Steel Blitz 2.7 million versus 11 million total damage, 8.3 million with 413 hits because of the counterpart, and 1.9 million Steel Blitz that procced 96 times but only came back with 33.476 maximum hit. I think this is pretty clear that Brash Strike is a new at-will that will be used, and I will be personally extensively testing it. I will also do a full rotation single target test with the full buffs and debuffs with the full combat advantage, and then I will show you how much encounter DPS. I jacked up over 200,000 enc DPS at one of my tests, but that's for another video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. So this is it for now. Shout out to Stefan for editing, Saskia, Kret, Kent Harry, my donators, all my tier 3 supporters or channel members, and all of other channel members, of course. See you soon. Northside is out. Bye bye.